Hello. A few weeks ago I did an unboxing video for the Canyon Nerve 8.0 and promised to do a bit more detailed review of the bike in a few days' time. However, my great plans failed miserably because I fucked up and had a crash where I fell over the handlebars, dislocated my shoulder. However, the first point that I'm going to make with this bike is the bike was perfectly fine after the crash, apart from some minor scratches and a slightly twisted handlebar. But that could all be either fixed or ignored. Yeah, so the bike is quite a bit stronger than I am in terms of durability and resistance to fucking up. So yeah, currently I've done about 150 kilometers on it. The reason for it being the dislocated shoulder, which cost me 3 weeks of absolutely no cycling, and now I'm slowly trying to get back in shape, and because 3 weeks of eating pizza and playing computer games does wonders for your sporty form. Anyway, so I just start at the front. The neat lamp, yeah, I'll start with the brakes. The Shimano's SLXs are, well, they're quite okay, apart from them having only 3 settings. Off, slightly on, and locked out wheels. I really would appreciate some brakes with a tiny bit more, like, feel to them. But, well, for now they're good enough. At a later point I will try to maybe upgrade them. Another thing with the brakes is that I noticed that you can adjust the reach on them, but you can't adjust, like, where exactly do they, like, lock up. Well, you know what I mean. There's a tiny screw usually somewhere here that would possibly help me to adjust that, because they're set up currently that the front brake is slightly weaker than the back, which means that it isn't symmetrical, which really bugs me actually. And here's the Sigma thingy that shows how much I've done. And the thing with this Sigma thingy is that I really wanted to have one with has average speed, but the ones that have the average speed, the max speed, also come with a bunch of weird ass functions. Well, this one actually has just one: fuel. How much fuel you've saved, which, if you're really eco-conscious and ride a bike mostly to save the planet, that's perfectly fine, but for me at least it's completely useless. But, well, it doesn't bug me that much, it's just something, yeah, silly. Another thing with the Sigmas is that I usually tell people that have these that it's the wisest to just, on this stand, they usually are like twist and remove. However, I usually glue them into place because they have the nasty tendency of falling off when you're carrying the bike, or sometimes just at random times when there's a harder hit or something. So a tiny bit of super glue, and I mean, no one steals these things anyway. So yeah, that's that. Now, front is done. Fork, I have absolutely no issues with the fork. It's really nice to ride, and yeah, completely nothing that I can say, not good, not bad, it's just there, and I think that's how it's supposed to be. The wheels, I'm still running the DT Swiss M1700s. I know I was planning to upgrade them, but, well, situation changed, and I actually figured out that these wheels are quite okay. They're not horribly heavy. I think 1.7 kilos the wheel set, and they're pretty strong. I mean, they survived my crash without any problem whatsoever, and yeah, they seem to be perfectly fine. Again, something that currently isn't on my mind of doing. So, I do the frame, still looking sexy. Yeah, anyway, but dirty, but that's expected. Of the frame, I have absolutely no issues. The bike is really, really responsive and handles like a dream. And yeah, with the rear suspension, I have this nasty feeling that it might be losing pressure slowly. However, I can't just yet improve it. It just might be me being paranoid about the bike being in a perfect shape. And well, yeah. Anyway, yeah, frame great. The shifting in the rear is done by Shimano's XT. Oh, someone's being a pig in the forest. Well, don't look at that. See, perfectly hidden. The Shimano's XT, and oh, the rear shifts actually really nicely. Doesn't make any extra noises, and I mostly don't have absolutely any issues whatsoever with the shifting in the back. And oh, there's stuff growing in my bike. Anyway, shifting is perfectly fine. The front, it shifts well, but it keeps making noise, but I can't figure out from where. I mean, yeah, I know currently it's touching the shifter's touching the chain, but no matter how you adjust it, there's still this tiny weird noise coming from it. I know it's not the bottom bracket, I know it's the chain, but to find out where it's coming from, I would actually need to put someone on the bike and then see where it's touching, because I think it has something to do with the slightly changed chain line when the suspension is under like compression. Oh, the bike came without any pedals, so I put these on. I got them quite cheaply, and so far they're serving their purpose pretty well. XLC. Can't remember what that stood for, but essentially they're really cheap, and the bearings on this one are starting to die. What about the other one? The other one's still fine. So right pedal is going to be replaced. Well, mostly both of them, but still, the right one's going to break. What I really miss on this bike is a dropper post. That would be really nice to have, but currently I have no money because I put absolutely everything I have in this bike. So next thing is most likely going to be the dropper post, because I found a few shops that can sell me one quite cheaply. A tiny weird pink light, and yeah. Altogether I'm quite satisfied with the bike. It was well worth the 2,000 euros plus the extra, how much was it? 50-ish for shipping. So yeah, it's really, really nice and worth the money. And I think now I should probably continue cycling around because I have things to do. See? Perfect place to cycle. Well, kinda. Not a single path, but there are paths here too. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Goodbye.